Sydney Swans in town at Amy Stadium for a big test tonight. There's 6 wins and 5 losses in 7th position on the AFL ladder. They're here to take on Port Adelaide, who are desperate for a win on 5 wins and 6 losses. The Swans, they play pretty well on the road, but they need to beat a side like Port Adelaide this evening if they're going to make themselves into the top 8. And it's a good chance to cement, as I say, good evening to Glenn Jakovich, a spot in the top 8 for the Swans.
Well, it's that time of the year now. It's the winter setting in. It's important that they get some consistency. Both these sides in the last month have struggled with that, and they, funny enough, find themselves one in the 8 and one on the edge of it. So looking forward to the clash tonight. An important clash for both the sides.
And of course, Reece Shaw out of the lineup this evening, replaced by young Patrick Vespremi.
Yeah, that's going to handicap their run a little bit, which, something that's important for them. But Ty Kennelly back, and you got Matna, Malcheski, and you throw in Shaw. That run that they had at the start of the year when they were on that streak of wins, that was very, very important. And obviously, Adam Goods is going to play a big part in this game. He's a little bit off last week, but looking forward to him. Maybe go up with Chad Corns, who was somewhat criticised in the press this week with his poor performance last week.
Ben McGlynn is an important player. I haven't seen him for a few weeks, and his run early in the year in particular was outstanding. We saw him over here against the Crows early in the year. I think it might have been round 1. He was sensational.
I think it's very important for them to get a direct game of football through the corridor tonight. I think Richmond did it against Port a couple of weeks ago in very tough conditions, and that run is very important. You mentioned it, you highlighted it at the start of the year when they were having a little bit of success. It was all about just get on their bike and run, and they were very, very efficient at that stage of the year.
Trengo, did he lose that in the lights? Just didn't seem to attack the footy. Hartlett.
What a great kick, really.
Into the pocket. Motlop. Ebert. Tight on the boundary.
Good vision.
Centering kick. Disciplined.
Great commitment.
Davenport was there, but it falls to Kane Corns. Around the corner he goes. Port get the first goal. Now he's a left footer, and Trengo should have corralled him to make him go that way.
That was a rookie mistake.
Yep.
A kid who hasn't watched a lot of other teams play.
Man in the square on his own. Surgeon spots him. Oh, it's a gift. Daniel, it's a double gift. Trengo kicks the goal.
See, I tell you what, you can just see Surgeon, if he had been able to get a fist in there. But slow old footy for Sydney at the moment. None of that run that we saw in round 1 when they were over here. They were steaming off half-back.
Corns with courage drops back into the hole. Roden. Right with him was Jack. Just a handball at Hanbury's feet caused him to miss it. Pass Goods to Chaplin. Oh, Salopek slides under the tackle.
Oh, he thought he was getting a free kick there.
He was almost certain he was.
Yeah, he probably just ducked his head. That's what the umpire would probably be saying.
Now attack, kick forward. Carlisle backed himself. Off the ground he goes. Might come back pretty quick though. Here's O'Keefe for Sydney. On his left boot, finds a man inside 50. And it's his partner in crime in Jude Bolton.
Just an important time for Sydney here to settle. They've had not too many inside 50s. Well, they've had 6 actually, so up to 8.
No, just the 3, Jack.
3, sorry.
No, in fact, you're right, Jack.
Yes.
I'm looking at the wrong one there. These 8 inside 50s.
8 inside 50s, so 1 point.
This is the first deep inside 50 they really had. The rest have been out around the 50.
Wonderful game last week from Jude Bolton. Got them over the line against the Bombers. And he does the right thing tonight here against Port. Can they do something, though?
It's on a free.
Free kick, Port Adelaide, shot at goal. And it all worked out nicely, as long as he kicks it.
Jude looks a bit perplexed.
And you continue to swing the ground. Okay. No, it wasn't intentional, but...
Gee whiz, if they can get a goal here with their 4th entry for 3 goals, that's the sort of efficiency you want as a coach. I'm sure Mike Williams will be happy, but there are some good signs for Sydney in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
We've spoken something about Hamish Hartlett. He's just his work rate as a young player coming in. Tonight's been very impressive. He's hit that contest very, very hard, won himself a free kick.
He's got very good skills. He shouldn't let his team down, and he does in his first goal for the year. Port's 3rd for the night. With 5 minutes remaining in this first term. We asked them for a good start. They've delivered.
See in the foreground that you would have seen there from the wide shot, Smith got the job on Pearce tonight, which will be an interesting matchup because it's been okay, young Smith. Jack Smith.
It's a nice handball from Hanbury, which gives Malcheski some time to lay it onto the chest of Adam Goods. and wheels around, running hard to the outer side. Good spread from Sydney. 3 options, one of them's Kennedy. Malcheski, he's a designated kicker from there, and he bangs it through. Wonderful play by Sydney.
2 leading possession winners for Sydney, Malcheski and Matner. Those running half-backs. Kennelly's only had the 1 touch. Hitchcock's playing a defensive forward role. Just trying to make him a bit accountable so he doesn't run off.
Sydney got the switch on here. Roberts Thompson's next in the queue. Hitchcock arrives and tries to slow him down. Oh, the kick's got too much on it. Davenport brings it down the front. He's first to get there himself. Manages to get it out towards Surgeon, who paddles it back. Good play, Port Adelaide. Hitchcock on the end of it. Hitchcock kicks the goal. Outstanding stuff.
Desperate.
Been very good. He's actually backing his judgment. He's leaving his man and helping the team out, which is what you want from your defence. It's a good flip out the back by the big man, Mummy.
Oh, Brogan took an age.
Look at
McLean.
the follow up by Mummy.
He cuts through, he gives it off to Hanbury, and Hanbury kicks the goal. An important one for the Swans. So the Corns brothers combine, and Chad's not sure where to go here.
Chad's had more possessions already than he had for the whole of last week with his 6th there, up the chimney.
Geez, kicked that one high. Punched forward by Thomas. Got about 30 metres with it. Good attack from both Mumford and Ebert.
He's hurt Ebert there.
Roberts Thompson slipped it out to Bird.
He's a big body, Mummy.
And he's giving him a cork.
Here he is again. And he found Adam Goods. Good kick from Mumford. Well weighted.
Gee, I like the way he went about it. Big Mummy there. He attacked the footy really well. It was a good call, Matty.
Liam, the big aspect of his game is his second effort. He hits Ebert here.
Have a look at this.
Look,
big body.
Bang. Right?
That's your angle. This is the mark.
And now he's first to obviously get up,
Thanks, mate. Right
stays involved in the play, and then has an inside 50. He's the reason when the ball goes, or the reason why Adam Goods is having a shot on goal. As we see Ebert, he's coming to the
He's
to the
coming
bench.
off. Goods. Nice drop, beautiful drop punt. Sydney in front for the first time tonight.
It's a real worrying time for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, well, they haven't cleared it yet, but they might. Logan, just enough. The tap from Bird. He's got it again.
Clipped his feet.
Well, for a while.
Until he fell over.
Got numbers again, Sydney, and they're working hard to get clear. Bird on the up. Matner, McVeigh, good share. O'Keefe got it from Kirk, and he drives it forward. Goods at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Stewart farms it out. Pressure here from the Swans. Jesse White gives it to Hanbury. Hanbury screws it around. He's got 2. He is all class, that young man.
Breaking down.
Well, they've thrown Daniel Pearce to the goal square to try and get something out of him. He's not really having an impact at all, just 2 touches.
Roden's only had the 5 as well, so they've got to get him into the game.
Risky cross from Grundy, but it's perfect.
This is the worst part he can have.
Yeah.
He's had 2 touches. His opponent's got the ball now. He's gone back with him deep in defence.
Well, he just wasn't alert there because as you've got to play, have a defensive mindset. If you're going to go down there and try and get a mismatch, well, Daniel Pearce has got to work equally as hard the other way, and he just allowed his direct opponent an easy out.
Goods again, the target from the jack kick. Over the back. Here's McVeigh. Can stroll into the goal square. It's as easy as it like for McVeigh. Another goal for the Swans.
All right. Daniel.
Can he get into the game? Can he do it now? Here come Port Adelaide. Thomas, Hitchcock. It's still in play. Kirk to O'Keefe. Motlop. Good tackle. Travis Boak. Oh, Motlop got into the game all right, and Boak kicks the goal. And a needed goal from Port. They get the margin back to 8. To stop the run from the Swans. Back in the middle. Kirk was the intended target from Mumford's knock. There's Boak. Threw it out.
Oh, that's a throw. If ever I've seen one.
They just let it go there as Logan kicks it forward. How will it fall? Motlop. Bevan right with him. Motlop the tackle. He's going again, Daniel, and he might have kicked it out in the fall. He has. Something happens every time he goes near it.
You get a mixed bag with Daniel Motlop, but look, the message at halftime team will be continue to work hard in the forward line because he's going to create something, but what he does, he brings other players into the game and he needs to do that.
Hard running from Kieran Jack. It's going to set up a shot at goal. Here is it. Bolton kept his feet. Nash didn't. Jude Bolton for number 2. Oh, quick transition, Swans, and they're pretty pumped about it. Well, McGlynn spilt it. He'd been on the kick. He's going to be holding the ball surely here. Not yet. Not yet. It's out. Hanbury can't get past. Crowd not happy. Jack just off the end of the boot. Goes forward to Goods. He's got O'Keefe again. Now he pulls the kick. He pulled the kick back to 3 Swans. Rowan is there. So too Bird.
Let's have a look at that earlier attempt to handball by Motlop. Now, if this is a handball.
It was.
The umpire was right there. It was not a handball.
That was a great handball.
He's turned to the umpire and just said, pick a card, pick a card. I've got a couple of tricks I'm about to do. Here's a chance. Speaking of tricks, it's a Brownlow medalist. And he squeezes through an important goal.
Ooh, gee, this is looking ugly. You know, we said Port were on early, which they were. In every key area of the game, I don't want to sound like Teddy Hopkins with all the stats, but the stats are telling me that this is a bit of a belting.
Corns, only as far as Matner.
No disrespect to Teddy, of course.
No, Teddy, good evening. I know you're watching. Now, just in the way was Chad Corns, but Kennedy pinched it, and Kennedy kicks another goal.
Well, Sydney have won their last 5 over Port Adelaide coming into the game, 2 of those being here at Amy. So they'd like their chances coming in.
Off a step, the kick from Salopek to the advantage of Davenport. Let him run onto it. Can he go back and finish it?
Well, first bit of space they've had in their forward line, Salopek, instead of bombing it, he lifted his vision up straight away and just put it out in the space. For a hit shot, allow him to run onto it. As a defender, he can't stop that because it's a 70-30 ball in favour of the forward. So that's what they need more of that play, just be a little bit patient. He was under a bit of duress there, but at least he knew if there's open space, I'm going to kick it out there. I'm going to back my teammate, my forward line teammate, to run onto it and mark it.
Saw him kick 4 1/4 to win the game against West Coast. Gets close to the man on the mark. Wants it to come back, and it does.
That.
Brogan won the knock. Corns' kick only as far as Goods. Stepping out of it was Vest Premi, but his kick was off to the right.
It's probably a better result, that, because they get a chance here with 30 seconds to go till half-time. They get their setups here, third man up possibly, because they've been very good at ground level, especially all around the ground, but especially in their forward line. They've been able to muster a goal from nothing.
Trent Gove knocked it down to Roden.
Umpiring the way.
Yeah, but O'Keefe was there as well. Malcheski brought his own footy.
There we go.
Now that's just 15 metres straight to McGlynn.
It's his 3rd inside 50, Malcheski. O'Keefe's getting his numbers right up too. He's up to 16 touches with 5 inside 50s.
Liam, what you like about Sydney, their discipline, setting up on that outside that 50, because they back Port to get it and quick kick out with pressure. So they had someone there ready to pounce, and that kick to come back to
Former Hawk, Ben McGlynn, he's a goal kicker. He's inside 50. After the siren here at Amy Stadium, easy as you like, kicks the goal. The Swans can celebrate. They go into half-time with some enthusiasm after a 7-goal quarter. Half-time at Amy, 64 plays 38. Porter got some problems.
Well, Trent Grove is a young place, kicked the goal, but I'd put Chad Corns in there because I reckon he can do some things.
Gee, Salopek ran himself into all sorts of bother then. Put the pressure back onto Pearce. He gives the 1-2 to Brogan. He's running out of room.
Did really well.
He got a Shepherd and he finally got free and he got it onto the chest of Boak, but he's still outside range. Surgeon just gets his kick in.
There we go. There's an opportunity now.
It's a goal. It should be a goal. Ebert's directly in front. He's got the holding free kick.
We talked about players needing to lift at half-time. Daniel Pearce has 3 touches in the first half.
Yep.
He's had 7 already in 10 minutes of footy in the 3rd quarter. So it's good to see that he's lifted with the team. They need Ebert now to finish this off.
Yeah, but when he wants to go and lead, he's got to be able to. You can't hold him around the waist.
27 points is the margin. Ebert to bring it back to 21. He keeps it low, but they get the one they want.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jacko. He was really good at that last bit of play.
Quick hands out to Chad Corns. The kick forward. Loby's pushed out of the way. Kirk. Quick hands from Bolton. That's reflex stuff. Rowan's kick.
Well done, Surgeon.
Good courage, but they're in trouble if this goes forward. Carlisle's got to stop it, and it didn't. It went the way Sydney needed it. It should be a goal. McLean, beautiful pass to Jack, and they answer in the best possible way.
Go along to the goal squad, nearly go to even. Now the problem is the longer you take...
He's got Chad Corns on the right here. He's got to use him.
He does.
Don't carry the ball.
It's too far out.
60 metres from goal. Top of the square he goes.
Didn't look like it.
Oh, Davenport was in good position, but he just fumbled.
Free kick.
Port Adelaide free kick in front of goal. Would the advantage be paid?
No.
Well, he's got to go back and kick it now. They're asking the question.
Have a look at this free kick. What's the free kick for?
On his head there.
Oh, it's a free kick. Yeah, absolutely.
And some abuse from Ty Kennelly.
Oh, he was very adamant, Ty Kennelly, asking the question to the umpire, and he continued on with it. And then it's, well, there was a chance he may possibly miss it when you're 20 out, 30 out. I know it was directly in front, but now it's a certainty.
Well, it's unlike Ty Kennelly.
Yeah.
Well, critical of Motlop. You should, I guess, be critical of Kennelly.
Oh, definitely.
It's just out of character.
Thomas keeps Port Adelaide in touch, 21 points. Well, he might need it because Sydney are a tough team and they're ahead by 19 and they're ahead here. They're moving in the right direction. Smith on the left boot. 2-on-1 here. Almost a mark from White. He's going to get it back. Corns, Chad Corns on the up to Surgeon. Kane Corns.
And good Kane Corns again tonight.
Now, Roden's caught in a bad position here. Just trying to bring it to ground.
Did well there.
Yep.
He's another one that's got to get in the game. He's mercurial enough to get the ball with great precision going to the forward line and kick himself or his team a goal. They're caught out here.
It's a long kick from Matner. Found the target in Bolton. It's kick 2. He wants to lay it off here.
He's still going to go to Kirk, I think.
Oh, he just tumbled that. Oh, it just fell like a helicopter onto the chest of Kirk.
Well, luck's a fortune, but I've got to ask the question of the Port Adelaide players because Brett Kirk was on the 50-metre line and he just rolls back, running backwards, and the ball landed in his lap, but there wasn't anyone in any proximity around him. Just led him to go into the forward line like that. That's just it's going to hurt.
Thanks. Yeah, that's it, Paul. Thank you.
It was a real wobbler, wasn't it?
It was a mongrel.
A real pie floater.
A floater.
Usually it's Kirky kicking those ones.
Well, let's see what he does here. An important kick. He doesn't make a mistake. Sydney get the first for the final quarter. Sydney with numbers on the defensive side of that ball up, and the kick out wide from McVeigh is a very good one. Spot on.
He made a decision there to go, and Alapati Carlisle, which has left Goods pushing forward hard.
They had a number back which saved them.
Now Sydney decided to go to the fat side through Kennelly. Now Bolton might be his next target. Logan's got to go in the contest at the front, and he did. He's going to be quick here. Rowan. Up and away and out in front. There's Premi to target. And strong hands.
That's fine.
And Sydney have got the clock down to 11:20. And Logan trying to cut it off again, but Goods is too good. Crowd don't like it.
The question is, was there prior hands or two sets of hands on it? They're not happy.
Talked about last week his performance of Jude Bolton. He's had 4 clearances in this quarter alone, 8 for the game. He had 22 touches.
Adam Goods. Tight angle, just inside 50. Pretty good off the boot.
Gee, that's a good kick.
It's magnificent, and he lets everybody know. Big goal by Goods. Sliding in was Goods.
I do find those things funny, but then again, I laugh when the baseball in those America's Funniest Home Videos when they get hit in the other regions. I always find that pretty funny. Not sure why.
Kennedy, he did that well. He crumbed it. He was front and square.
Yes.
Plenty on the kick. That is an outstanding goal from Kennedy. Leap at the back. Almost Jude Bolton. He was on the ground. It fell for him. Logan, kick high in the air. Bevan the spoil. Hitchcock and Matner and Boak. As far as Melcheski, just for another one late. And they might get something going in the final seconds. Jude Bolton's had another good evening. His kick, the siren sounds. Jesse White, I think you're a little bit late. Yes, you are. He doesn't mind because Sydney have won 2 in a row, and Sydney have come twice to Amy Stadium here in Adelaide, and twice they'll venture back to Sydney as winners. The margin, 38 points. It's a very, very good win, and it consolidates their position in the eight.
It does, certainly does. They came in today, gave them a very good chance pre-game. They like playing at Amy. They've got a very good record against Port Adelaide. They were terrifically led tonight. The half-back line led by Melcheski. Midfield was nice and tough as ever.